Mugbe kenekwa m unu mana ihe na-eme na South East emega chefuzie na nwanne nwoke Peter Obi na case ya kadịkwa na court all this while. Kita na ndị lawyers Peter Obi lawyers ewetego evidence nnefe nwere gbasara this election emeleme fa submit gị ndị lawyer ndị nke Atiku na onwe ya kwu wetekwo evidence nnefe nwekwara enwe submit ye lawyer nke Tinubu na onwe fakwa ewetego kwu nnefe nwekwara as evidence fa ji wee win fa ji si na fa win the election fa submit okwu ye niile lawyer ndị nke INEC na onwe fakwu ewetekwo everything fa nwekwara enwe submit kwuo kita na ye na chezi na everything na is n'aka ndị Chief Justice bụ ndị dị in charge of the case. A na-echezi na ka efa fisizie date now mgbe a ga-eji wenyeze the final judgment. Even yesterday self na everything juru na court, everything mere na yesterday na court. Even Chimamanda no present there. Even Peter Obi na onwe ya self lose kwuru phone ya yesterday. Ọ nọ na-achọ phone ya achọ yesterday. Amara ndị tọgụ nke ndị APC dite yesterday bịa manaro Peter Obi phone ya n'ime court ebe a. So everything happened yesterday cha. Mana kita everything that is n'aka ndị justice na ka amarịza ma fa ga-emekwa ihe ga-atọ ndị Nigerians ụtọ ma fa ga-eme ihe eji wee malụ Nigeria. Ekpere na-ekwezi na ka arapụ iwebata injustice na ya bụ ije ka adị chọọ that na family ihe a kwuo ya ka ọ ga-esi wee dị. Watch and the video ka ụnụ fụ ebe ndị lawyers nọ dị in charge of this case na ekwugasị ihe mee na the court.
Lawyers in the petition of the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, converged on the courtroom at the Presidential Election Petition Court for the adoption of final written address. This is the last leg before judgment is delivered. Atiku Abubakar, alongside his entourage, is physically present to witness the day's proceedings. At the resumed hearing, Mr. Atiku, through his lawyer, Chris Uche, alleges that despite the 355 billion naira received for the conduct of the election, INEC deliberately bypassed all the technological innovations it introduced for the purpose of the 2023 general elections. They contended that INEC acted in breach of the amended Electoral Act when it refused to electronically transmit results of the presidential election. However, all the respondents through their lawyers prayed the court to dismiss the petition as grossly lacking in merit. INEC, through its legal team led by Mr. Abubakar Mahmood, maintains that contrary to claims by the petitioner, the glitch experienced during the election was not a deliberate human interference to manipulate results. President Tinubu's lawyer, Wole Olanipekun, argues that the petitioners failed to establish why the presidential election should be nullified. He described Atiku as a meddlesome interloper, only challenging the conduct of INEC and not making a case against the declared winner. After it had listened to all the parties, the Justice Amani-led panel reserved judgment to a date that will be communicated to other parties.
As you can see today, we all adopted our final written addresses, which are our final submissions in this case. Summarizing all the evidence we tendered before the court, you saw all the witnesses we called, all the exhibits we tendered. So today, we now summarized and adopted our submissions.
Next case is the petition of the Labour Party. The presidential candidate of the party, Mr. Peter Obi, alongside his running mate, Dati Baba Ahmed and Chimamanda Adichie, are physically present. On the issue of non-compliance, lawyer for INEC, Abubakar Mahmood, said the respondents misunderstood what was introduced and the purpose. He further asked that the over 18,000 blood results uploaded on the portal is a non-issue. He did not suggest that the physical copies of the results were also blood. On the issue of the 25% in Abuja, Mahmood says using it as a yardstick to nullify an election is giving it an undue elevation above other states. While adopting their final written address, lawyers to President Tinubu, Wole Olanipekun, and the APC, Lateef Fagbemi, held that Peter Obi should not participate in the rerun election should the court grant the prayers of the petitioners because he came third in the presidential election. While abducting his final written address, lawyer to Peter Obi, Levi Uzuaku, held that the respondents have labored in vain to degrade the importance of their IREV.
There are so many grounds we presented. So it's for the courts to decide. So, but what is important is that we sufficiently presented our case in a most convincing manner.
The wait is now on as the Presidential Election Petition Court adjourns hearing on the petitions of the Labour Party, the PDP and the APM for a date to be announced later to determine the fate of President Bola Tinubu on his victory at the presidential election. From the Presidential Election Petition Court, Emanuela Ekele, Channels Television News.
INEC is very funny. So INEC spend is year now fast spend almost billions of naira fast spend away from election and Kalofuma. Still yet, Pakana call year fana call now. If you go near na, one of go na the lawyer Tinubu no fast self na a cousin of na Mary run. That not gabu between Tinubu and Atiku. That na Peter Obi balotod na Peter Obi kwesodi be na the equation, which means that na lawyers in the lawyer Tinubu Emega admit that na the election had raw free and fair. We Emega admit already by fan we didn't kutoku rerona. August na fa admit that na Tinubu but through magu. Mono can be financial because nka tafana kpas na ka gesi we opposite Peter Obi. Ka Peter Obi that but na the equation. But that one am possible na. No ka echebezi ndị judge ka amalozi am before the date final judgment. Ka we mazia iye gemezi because after that final judgment ka mazia Nigeria. Otogi Nigeria get say but after that final judgment ka get amazi what next to do. Dalokwan